Hello, everyone. My name is Michele Harrison. I'm a physical therapist with the Rocky Mountain MS Center. I have run or coordinated the hydrotherapy programs for the MS Center until the pandemic. And then we went to a Zoom virtual format. And we've been doing classes twice a week. And then we got requests when people maybe couldn't attend a class or wanted to do an extra class during the week to do some recording. In our classes, the general format has been a little segment of mind-body work, and typically we do Qigong and Tai Chi because that's what I like to practice. And I also think the movements are good for people. And help with strength and balance and range of motion. And then we also do strengthening, cardio, and stretching. So we're going to do this segment, we're going to do a Qigong for warmth. And we're going to, in our exercise portion, we're going to use a stick, a dowel, a broom, a cane, a mop, whatever you have to be able to have like a stick to hold on to here. So we'll need that piece. And we need our belt, which I'm wondering where Michele put hers. You'll need a belt and a footstool. So we're going to start with our Qigong piece. And as I said, this one is Qigong for warmth. So this is to try and warm the body by bringing energy in and kind of pumping that energy in the system is the idea. So we start in our ready position, and that is standing or seated, depending on what feels comfortable to you. We work on 4 points of our feet having solid purchase on the ground and even pressure over the feet, knees coming up out of the feet, and then if you're standing, hips over the knees, shoulders up and rolled back, kind of not having a totally flat back, but not having a super arched back as well. Thinking of stacking the vertebra of your back up as if they were little stones, and if they weren't in good alignment, it wouldn't stay, that column wouldn't stay upright. Bringing it up through the top of your head as if you're being lifted up to the sky. Arms are lightly engaged at the sides. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Filling the lungs fully and exhaling completely. We're going to start with a movement called opening exercise. And that is where we take our hands, palms are facing out, down by our hips, and we're going to scoop down into the earth, lifting our hands up over our head, and then bringing that energy from the ground and the sky down through the middle of our bodies. Kind of concentrating it and bringing it to midline, centering ourselves. Allowing good warmth to enter your body, through your hands, through the ground, down through your mind, your heart, your lower dantian areas. And you're circulating qi throughout the body. Breathing in, drawing in that energy called qi. Breathing out anything unnecessary, anything, any tension, resistance. Releasing tension from the neck, the shoulders, and the back. Breathing in, kind of pumping the energy throughout the body. If I was standing, I would straighten my legs as I lift and then lower or bend my knees a little as I lower, right? Breath in and breath out. Thinking of leading the body with your mind. As you breathe out, letting that chi or energy move smoothly and brightly through the body. We're going to lower our hands to that lower dantian area. It's about 2 inches below your belly button, an energy storehouse in Tai Chi, Qigong, Chinese medicine. And we're going to circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands coming down to that ready position again. And then we're going to take a breath in. We're bringing our hands up and around. This is called pressing the palms. And your hands are going to lower. And again, if you're seated, you can think of sinking down into your seat. If you're standing, it would be bringing the palms up, lowering, and bending the knees. Breathing in, bringing the hands up about chest level and lowering. And any movements that you can't do, a body part that you can't move very well, you can always virtually do it in your mind. And when you do that, you send the energy that way. Again, a very centering move. You're gathering energy. We have points on our palms that are important for energy called Lao Gong. And we're bringing energy in there, sending it through the arms to the middle of the body, and kind of taking that energy from our heart area down into the lower dantian. Last one. The next move is called looking at the sky. And so we're going to be in what they call bow stance or a lunge. Standing, of course, trying to have balance to do that, right? Standing is like this. Seated, we can have one leg back, one leg forward, or you could just face me and go forward and backward, depending on what position you can get into. Now, what we're going to do, we have our hands down at our hips, the palms are up. We're going to lift our hands up over our head and kind of have our eyes follow up to the sky and you shift forward to do that. And then shifting back, bringing the hands back down and around to the sides. Okay. Let's try that again. So we're going to shift forward, following your hands with your eyes, looking up to the sky. That's the name of this move. Out and around, shift back. Shift forward, shift back. Again, standing would be forward. You can't see very well here on that. Forward and back. One more. Let's go the other direction. Hopefully we're going to feel openness in the chest, in the heart area. So as we lift our hands up, shifting forward, lift up, and and around, shifting back, opening our awareness with our mind all the way down our arms to the tips of your fingers, out to the horizons, feeling warmth, vibrancy, releasing any tension in the neck and shoulders, strengthening the neck, back, and shoulders with this movement. We'll do one more. Coming back to the middle. We're going to circle the dantian area. So we're going to go across to the left, down, around, and come back up. Feeling the warmth moving around the belly area and that dantian area. When we're doing this, we're nourishing a lot of things, actually. The stomach, the spleen, intestines, the liver. And these are all important organs in traditional Chinese medicine. That's why they come up quite frequently. Sending good thoughts and love to these organs for doing such a good job. Good. The last move that we're going to do today is called Wise Owl Gazes Backwards. So we have our hands down at our sides, at our hips. Fingertips are pointing in, head is facing forward. Then our hands are going to roll out, see? Kind of like, so your thumb is facing back, then the thumb faces forward. As we do that move, we're going to look over one shoulder, rotate those fingertips back to your hips, face forward, rotate your wrists out to the other shoulder, and back. Wise owl gazes backwards. Lots of nature visualization within Tai Chi and Qigong. Feel your shoulders stretch. Find a nice breathing pattern. Feel yourself physically pumping qi through the neck, the back, the shoulders, from the fingertips up through the arms, to the shoulders, to the neck and the back. This is good for creating range of movement and strength in the neck and in those shoulder and shoulder blade muscles. And this should also help open up the diaphragm. Your diaphragm is actually quite a large organ that runs all the way along here. So all these movements, the twisting and the turning, really help with that. We'll do two more. Hopefully you're feeling warmth and openness, kind of maybe warmth and maybe a tapping or a tingling feeling. And that means that you've got qi moving in your body. Every one of us has qi, and we can tap into that. So it's a really good practice just to get that energy to flow. I think it makes us feel better, and I think it also helps with health, having good energy flowing throughout the body. Chinese medicine believes that blockages in qi causes disease or dishealth. So that's part of the idea behind that. Good. All right. So we're going to move into our external training now. We've done a bit of a warm-up. So I want you to grab your dowel, stick, cane, broom, whatever you have that's available like this around the house. You could use a yardstick probably if you have one. Okay, so we're going to push the broom or the stick or the cane forward and back. And if you'd like, you could add a march. So I want you to think of push and pull, push and pull, push. I think sometimes when we have the stick or the cane in front of us, it helps us to really kind of squeeze those shoulder blades better to the back, to the back. Now, if you want to just do arms, just do the broom or the stick, do that. If you want to do just legs, you could do that as well. Now we're going to go up. And I would like, if you can, for you to sit up away from the chair and think of engaging those abs. Kind of pulling your belly button to your spine. Now, I'm going at this pace. If this is too slow for you, please go faster. If you would like to go faster, please do, or slower, please do, because you need to find a pace that works for you. So I want you to think the cane just got really heavy. Now, so now you're having to push the cane up and lower it down slowly. Just the intention of that makes the exercise a little bit harder. Now we're going to go up and out, up, out, up, out, up, out. And we can do the same thing. Make it really heavy to go up. Make it hard to push out. Push up, push out, push up, push out, up, out, up, out, up, out, up. Woo, I'm feeling this. Out. Whew, getting a workout. Notice your breath changing at all? Getting your heart rate up. Are you still engaging those abs? Now, let's go down and up, down, up, down, up, in a diagonal. We're going to do both sides. And again, if you need to take a break, take a break. Two more on this side, and guess what? We're going to do the other side. Down, up, down, up. Now we're engaging those ab muscles a little more, getting some of the rotation, the internal and external obliques to help us. all the sit-ups in the world will not get those muscles to fire. Are you breathing or holding your breath? Try not to. It's easy to do. All right. Now, we're going to change position of the cane now. We're going to hold it vertically, whatever way you want to hold it, or the stick. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate side to side. Sometimes just having like this point of reference can help you go a little bit further, maybe, in the activity. And now, if you want, we can do like a side step. I'm doing opposites. Out to the side. If you can't get your legs to move that direction, you could do just the middle twist, right? Still. Or if you could slide your foot out, sometimes using a paper plate, a dry clean bag to slide your foot out can help it take away any friction so it's easier to move that leg out to the side. And that's why if you're doing these activities, if you can be in a chair without arms, sometimes you have a little more movement. But if you can't, just try and scoot forward and move as far as you can. We're going to do 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, we're going to do this. We're going to put the cane behind your neck, if you can. Okay, at the base of the neck, not up here. Now, if you absolutely cannot do that, you could hold the cane here, right? And if you have one hand, you could just do it with one hand, correct? There are mitts you can get to hold on to something if you wanted to add that hand in that you can purchase. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a side bend. And kind of part of this is getting a little better alignment. So we're going to come up in the middle, kind of take a little stop here in the middle. Then we can go side to side with no stop in the middle. All right, let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, try not to yank on your neck too much, and 1. All right, now we're going to do what I call Genie Arms, kind of like this, okay? And we're going to put the cane on top. And then you're going to be forward on your chair. You're going to lean back. You're going to come forward and keep that cane up. Now, we're going to come up, then we're going to try and do a tuck. Now, what we can do, if you can't get both legs up, you could do a tuck, right? Lean back, come up, tuck, right? If you can do both, come up. I have to lean back a little, tuck, lean back, sit up, tuck, lean back, sit up, tuck, back, sit up, tuck, back, sit up, tuck, lean back, sit up, tuck, lean back, up, tuck, one leg or both. Or if you can't get your legs to come up, what I want you to do is I want you to come forward and lean way forward, kind of do an extra tuck forward to your knees. Lean back and sit up. Getting lots of good core work and ab work here. I hope you're feeling it. Again, if I'm going too slow, go faster. If I am going too fast, go slower. Maybe for some people, just sitting up away from the back of the chair is enough of an ab workout. That's great. You're still working the same muscles. Are you breathing? All right. We're going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All righty. Now, we're going to take our broomstick, dowel, whatever we have, and we're going to place it between our feet. Can you see that? Laying kind of parallel to my feet. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our feet up and out, up and out. If you can do one at a time, you could do one at a time, right? You choose. I would like, if you can, to be away from the back of the chair. Again, abs engaged, holding yourself upright. You have to lean, if you lift both feet up, you have to kind of lean back just a notch, right? But try not to go too far, right? So you hit the back of the chair. And again, you could do one leg or both. For my friends that cannot lift their legs, what I would like for you to do is maybe put the stick, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands out and bring them up over the stick here, and we're going to lean back a little, sit forward. We could even stick the cane or the stick between your legs. Whoops, I went the wrong way. Excuse me. And we can go clap, go back, come forward, okay? Clap, forward, clap, forward, clap, forward. Okay, so we're getting the workout. This is for my friends that can't do the feet with the stick. Good. All right, now we're going to kind of row a boat now. we're back to having the stick in front, kind of a horizontal move. We're going to kind of, like you're paddling a canoe, I want you to think. It's like a figure 8 around your body. And then I'd like you to work the figure 8 up a little bit. And then back down till we're down at our sides. And then we're going to go up again. And down. Trying to be careful not to knock anything, right, at your house while you're doing this. Looking good. Pull to one side, pull to the other. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, the next move, we can either have our broomstick, dowel, cane on our thighs or on our feet. And then we're going to try and lift our feet up a little bit. Lift our legs up. Now, bringing your abs down, ribs to your pelvis. This is with the cane on the feet. And again, I'm sitting away from the chair back so that I have some space to move. If I want to do it on my thighs, I can do it here, right? Now, if I can't, I could go up on my toes if I can't lift my feet off the floor. I could do it on my arms instead and do a lift, right? Lift, lift, and leaning back just a little bit when you're doing that so that you feel your tummy's holding. So if you didn't have your tummy tightened, then you would kind of flop back on the chair. So, but this is working those abs. Lift and down. Okay, so 3 ways to go about it. Feet, thighs, or arms. Up and down. Up and down. We'll do 5 more. How are you doing? 4 more. 3 more. Take a break as you need to. Do you feel your abs working here? 2 and 1. All righty. Now, next one is we're going to work our forearms and our wrists, right? We're going to twirl our cane, our stick, our broom. Now, we're going to do it both directions. And I think you'll find one way works better than the other. I sure do. I'm not sure this way is working real good for me right now. How's that working? How about the other direction? Right? Whoop. Careful of your knees. You can tell how good I was at baton twirling when I was younger. Or not. Feel that in your hands and wrists. Keep it going. Looking good. Okay, let's do one more. And what we're going to do, we're going to have the cane back on our Genie Arms. And then we're going to try and do big leg lifts, or kind of like splits here. See? Forward, back, forward, back. Or just a large step forward and a step back. So you could do one side, forward and back, other side, forward and back, or you can do both. One forward, one back. Looking good. Ready? We're going to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. And hopefully just using the cane on the arms, holding the arms up, it felt like you had to use better posture, right, to keep the cane up there. Good job. All righty. Now, we're going to do a little standing, and then we're going to stretch. So grab a chair, a walker, a counter, a dresser, whatever you need for safety, okay? And what I want you to do, if you can, is try and get into a lunge, and we're going to do a dip. Okay, I'm going to do seated and then standing, or standing and then seated modifications here. Excuse me. Now, if you don't feel safe in that posture, you can always just do a sit to stand squat, thinking of bending those knees and really using the thighs and the buns as you lift up. Push up. Push up. Seated, what we're going to work on. We can do a kick, bun pinch and squeeze and lift. Do you see how when I lift my buns or squeeze my buns, I lift up out of the chair just a bit? So this is one modification. And you're working the same muscles that we are standing, right? Now, if you say, but I can't kick out, what you can do is just push down with your thighs, squeeze the buns and lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And do it again, lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And again, lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. The final modification that you could do is kind of what they call a rocket launch. So it's like you're kind of starting to get up out of a chair and you change your mind. So sideways it looks kind of like this. Or even just loading forward and pushing down with your feet into the floor, right? Keep on working. People who are standing, if you were doing this leg, let's switch and do the other leg. Or if your legs are getting tired, you could just go to the sit to stand squat. Thinking of holding those abs in, using your thighs, using your buns. These are the muscles we're working, whether we're seated or standing. If your legs get tired of being in that position, you can always switch off. How are we doing? And again, if you get tired, take a break. If you need to do just the sit to stand squat, feel free. Legs getting tired? Looking good. All right. Guess what? It is time to stretch. Good work today. You could do the movements if you didn't have a stick or a cane, just, keeping your hands lined up with an imaginary kind of cane or stick or a dowel or a broom. So let's grab our footstools and our belt. We're going to start with our figure 4 stretch, sitting up tall, bending forward at the hip, and drawing some circles with the foot. You can do that actively, both directions, or use a hand to help. If you have a brace on, just do this movement later when you get your brace off if it stops you from doing a rotation. Just good motion to get all the tight joints limbered up in the foot and the ankle. When you do this stretch, you should feel it down along the side of your leg. Okay, let's switch. Do the other leg, and again, sitting up tall, bending forward at the hip. Now, if you can't get your leg up on your knee, you could do it down on the footstool maybe. Trash can or box, whatever you're using. And again, you can use your hand to do the movement or do it actively with your foot and ankle. All right, let's put one foot out in front, please. Knee is flat, foot is up, the toe is up, sitting up tall, trying to lean forward at the hip, hinge at the hip, and keeping that knee flat. Now, if you're having trouble getting forward, you can use a belt around the middle of the foot to help bend forward. Typically, we feel this in the back of the thigh, not so much the calf. This is a hamstring stretch. All right, now let's put the belt up around the ball of the foot, pulling back till you feel a stretch in the back of the calf now, right? Or in the back of the lower leg. And if you're tight, you may feel it all the way down. You can actually lean forward and then feel it all the way down the back side of the leg, trying to keep that knee as flat as possible. The knee kind of likes to pop up. And also the belt helps with, if your foot wants to roll in or out, you can kind of position it so it comes straight up the middle of the shin. Let's do the other side. Bring the other leg up. We're going to do the same 3 stretches. First one, knee is flat, toes pointing up, hands are at the lower thigh, and we're going to hinge forward at the hip. Again, you can use the belt to initiate stretch or get more stretch. And that we feel in the back of the thigh. Now let's put the belt around the ball of the foot and pull back. Don't push into, I think there's a tendency to push into the belt. You want to allow the foot to be pulled back towards you. It should be right in line with you. If it's pointing out, you won't feel it quite as much. So pull back on that foot. And positioning the foot and ankle with the belt, you can do that for both stretches. If your leg likes to roll out, you can kind of keep the knee up and the toe up. Now you can bend forward as well, and now we should feel the hamstring and the calf stretching. Good. All right. Now, let's sit up tall. We're going to do a rotation, so reach for your thigh, reach to the back of the chair. Turn and look over your shoulder. Let's do the other side. Remember, the taller you sit up, the more rotation you can get. And any of these stretches that you feel like we aren't spending enough time on, go and do them again. The effects of a stretch only last for a few hours, so it's always good to repeat stretches throughout the day, depending on what gets tight for you. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, and around, trying to get those shoulder blades to move down the rib cage. Let's reach over with one hand down to the floor. If you need your footstool, trash can, or box, or a chair there so you feel safe, please use it to lean over. We're trying to stretch out the ribs, the side of the waistline, up into the arm. Maybe through the shoulder, this area. Come back up, take a big breath. Let's lace your fingers together if you can. If you can't, you can hold your wrist. Push the hands away so you get a stretch in the forearm and the fingers and the wrists as well. Kind of rounding that back out, stretching in between the shoulder blades. Hands up over your head. Palms to the ceiling. If any of these arm movements are hard, try them in bed when you lie down without a pillow, because sometimes without the gravity, you can do it. Hands behind your head, elbows back. Same with this one. Relax your arms. Drop one ear to one shoulder. Other ear to the other shoulder. Try and not bring your shoulder to your ear. Drop your ear to your shoulder. And try and not rotate your head when you do that, like this and down. Try and just do a side bend. Let's do a big half circle down across your chest. Good. So it's like you're drawing a necklace from one shoulder down across your chest to the other side. Then Let's bring that head back. Pull your head back. It's as if your chin is on a shelf and you're going to pull your chin off the shelf without lifting it, right? So your head comes back over your body. You're going to take your arms out. Reach around. Give yourselves a hug. Stretch them out. Pro job. Very well done. Hopefully you feel good about your workout. You feel like you worked a little on mind, body, and spirit during this session. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.